Someone posted a story earlier that was a bit too close to a true story that I was involved in. I previously shared it as a comment in another sub and thought I'd share the real story. This takes place before smartphones were omnipresent. I had a friend, we'll call him Bob, that was suspicious of his wife's social circle. One of her closest friends had been caught cheating and tried to throw her under the bus as well. Bob had no proof, and things settled down for a while. Bob was an IT professional and very, very good with PCs and networks. Nearly a year later, Bob's wife is acting shady again after her high school reunion. He confides in me, and we talked through some scenarios. He jokingly mentioned a keylogger. He finally asked me to just drop it, and most of all, don't tell anyone, not even your wife. A couple months pass, and I'm up early, 5:36, getting ready for work. I get a Facebook Messenger notification and see that I've been sent a link from Bob, but it's a group chat. It's literally everyone we know, her family, his family, our friends, strangers, everyone. I didn't open it. It looked like a phishing link, even though it came from him, who's extremely cautious. A short while later, I get an email from Bob with some ominous, unsavory comments and the same link. It's a group email with the recipients open copied, his wife's work, her family, her friends, his family, other people I didn't know. I knew it was legitimate now, so I opened it. The link was to a hastily made website containing pictures and videos of his wife and another man. This wasn't hidden camera footage, it was screenshots including video screen captures. Weeks' worth of screenshots. He had captioned each item with snarky comments and colourful names for his wife and her lover. It was an embarrassing amount of evidence. Videos of her masturbating with her lover, chat logs about how they can't wait to fuck again, solo masturbation videos of her and him, tons of pictures, and the straw that broke the camel's back, trash talking her husband to her lover, comments about how much bigger and better he was. Her efforts to stroke her lover's ego were especially hurtful. I dropped what I was doing and called him. He was drunk and combative. He had been up all night making the website and drowning in liquor. Not one good word to say about women in general. He was extremely emotional, but after some work I had convinced him to take the website down before it does irreparable damage to his marriage, their careers and his children. As he's sobbing and logging in to remove the website, I hear loud yelling as she bursts into the room. A screaming match ensues, and there's nothing I can do to pull him back. Apparently her mother or sister saw the page, blew up her phone until she woke up and answered. She saw the website and went on the offensive. The phone call drops after 30 seconds of her screaming while Bob is calling her a whore, and I can't contact him again. The website was still up for the rest of the day, and he was kind enough to put a view counter on it. Hundreds of people watched her masturbating with a married former classmate. Bob had done his homework. He installed a keylogger that records the whole screen. When he was out, she would log into the PC and/or Facebook and play with her boyfriend. Bob had found her lover, his family, his wife's family, his job, etc., etc. All these people were included in the Facebook and email groups. I do not know what became of her lover and his marriage, but I do know what happened to Bob's life. His wife was desperate to make amends. She tried and offered everything. In the end, it was her comments about her lover and his prowess that were her undoing. Bob tried to take her back, even after all his friends and family had seen her naked and cheating. But he couldn't get over the comments about his manhood. Bob eventually left her, gained about $100, and then finally moved as far away as possible and became a horrible human being. I have no idea what he's doing now, as he went scorched earth with most friendships and his family. She's gross and has a face shaped like a bowling ball now. Line forms at the rear. Top comments. Generally, when cheating results in multiple lives being ruined, it's 100% on the cheater. Fuck her. She blew up her own marriage, scarred her partner emotionally for life, and gave him trust issues. And all the follow-on effects that trickled down and hurt her kids are on her. Bob may not be a nice or fun person to be around anymore, But that is, again, because he was horribly hurt by the one person he should have been able to trust the most. Cheaters are the scum of the earth. There is nothing worse you can do to another human being that isn't a crime, and a lot of crimes do way less damage than cheaters do. Second comment, I didn't realise how long this would be. TLDR at the end. Their parents didn't publicly say anything, but their multi-decade friendship ended as soon as the details surfaced. Ex-wife's parents disowned her. She's an adult with a job, I think it was more for show. She stayed with her kid sister. Elders take care of youngers, not a good look. During divorce proceedings, she tried to get child support and alimony. I am not a lawyer, but their state considers welfare of the child above all else, so supposedly would have granted it and garnered his wages. Actual father was broke, nothing to garner there. They kept going back and forth, courtroom antics I don't understand. During one of the legal negotiations, conducted in person, she supposedly asked him, "What am I supposed to do?" That's when he had a rare emotional outburst. Basically told her the love, respect he had for her is gone. He doesn't care what she does, with who. He and his money will have nothing to do with her or her kid. He will quit his job, bankrupt himself, dump cash on the street, and become homeless before he gives her a penny. I know some trusted people in the room paraphrased, "If I didn't know how much pain he was in and what it cost him, I would have been proud of him for standing up for himself like that." He did, however, go a little off the reservation. He started sending the following to all their wedding invitees: a wedding photo, a picture of her and the kid, a copy of her court filing, highlighting the part where she was asking for child support. A simple note, should I really have to pay child support? He got up to E's when her parents suddenly agreed to take her back in, and she dropped the alimony ashki child support demand from the divorce. Pure speculation on my part. Her parents were in that AE batch. Having heard of his rant, her parents realised what he was doing and wanted to put a stop to it before their entire social circle or family knew the shame and dishonour their daughter brought to the entire family. Not an honour-killing culture, but still a big importance placed on reputation, family. Last I heard, ex-wife and child moved away years ago. During the divorce, she pushed a lot of people away too. I can't speak for others, but I felt insulted with the "I was your friend first, you should unconditionally support me" argument. I understand why she was stressed. I do feel bad for the child, and I don't wish anything bad to happen to her or the child. I simply don't think about her unless the topic of infidelity comes up. TLDR, the divorce was messy. I only know she and her child eventually moved away. Third comment, I'm not trying to defend her in the slightest. It was wrong and cruel of her to cheat and degrade him as she did. At the same time, it was still very, very wrong for him to post revenge porn of her online. His hurt and betrayal doesn't suddenly make posting revenge porn any less of an awful act. If it had been done nowadays, the courts would still see it as a crime. Those revenge porn laws are meant to protect both the awful people and the decent ones. To my knowledge, there's no clause in the existing revenge porn laws that say revenge porn is bad except when it's of terrible people. Posting revenge porn is a repulsive act, regardless of whether or not it's posted by a wronged party or toxic ex-partner. And while I'm at it, regardless of gender. Women who post revenge porn are just as awful, if not more so, because they should know how harmful stuff like that can be. I mean, he could have accomplished the same goal with the website by simply stating that pornographic material existed. He didn't have to show them. Edit. Kind of horrified that I'm getting downvoted. I have to ask, do the downvoters believe that there are cases where revenge porn is justified? If so, what situations would make posting revenge porn okay? What if the revenge porn gets shared on a wider scale? What if it causes the person to lose their job? What if the person changes and the revenge porn is still out there? Would the revenge porn still be justified? I personally don't believe that revenge porn is ever justified. Posting non-porn evidence of cheating, sure, go nuts. But the thing about revenge porn is that it can hurt a lot of people, not just the person in the photos. What about people with kids or their family and friends? Someone could easily use revenge porn to exploit them by threatening to further spread it out if she doesn't send them money. Some may argue that she deserves that, but if she has kids, that's going to impact them. Revenge porn rarely harms only the person-dialed woman in question. Fourth comment. Most pro-revenge stories you read have a happy ending, where whoever gets wronged gets away with their revenge. But I've heard it said that when you take revenge, you have to dig two graves, one for your target and one for yourself. That's how this story ended, and somehow that makes it feel more realistic. Maybe that's because the revenge stories with happy endings are generally the ones where the vengeful point of view character keeps their actions within the law, lawyers up, etc. Here, he took it into his own hands.